Hey everyone, it's Laura from the blog ourearlyhouse.com, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my tips and secrets for keeping kids' clothes organized. So when I started this whole organization series, if you will, I asked you all for things that you wanted to see, videos you wanted me to make, and just different tips you wanted from me. And hands down, the number one thing that I got, the majority of people said they want to know how I keep my kids' clothes organized. And I was actually pretty excited when I had so many people saying this and asking for this, because I do have a system that I have found that works really well for my family. We have 5 kids, so there's lots of kids in the house, meaning lots of kids' clothes and things to keep organized. And so I decided that I would make a video on this. I definitely do this way differently than probably most people do, and so let's just jump right in. So first off, when it comes to kids' clothes, my biggest motto is less is more. So for sure, I have probably way less clothes than most people watching this, even if you have 1 kid, with my 5 kids, because I keep the clothes that I keep for my kids very, very minimal. And I find that doing it this way is the best way to really keep it organized and to be able to stay on top of it. So you will notice, I don't know if you see my kids in real life or in videos when they hop in and out, that they're pretty much always wearing the same thing. And that's because what I do for my kids' clothes is at the beginning of the season, so summertime, when I'm bringing up like shorts and t-shirts and things like that, I pick out 5 play clothes, 5 sets of play clothes. So 5 pairs of shorts, 5 t-shirts that they can just play in, get muddy, dirty, whatever it is. And then I bring up 1 set of really nice like church clothes, or if we have like a nice, I don't know, dinner or party or something like that to go to. Sometimes 2, my daughter usually has 2, depending on the child, but it's very minimal on what I keep up for that. So I have a couple like nice like button-up shirts that I have had hang up, maybe some khaki shorts for the boys, a couple dresses for Caroline, and then everybody obviously has a swimming suit, and then like socks and underwear. But I keep it very, very small amounts. So all of the clothes that my kids wear, for all 5 of them, could easily all fit into 1 load of laundry, because it's just such a small amount. Now, obviously in the winter time, things are a little bit more bulky, but I still follow the same pattern. So right now it is summer, and in a couple of months when it's time to switch out to winter, I will bring up their clothes, because I do save things for the next children, which I'll talk about here in a second. But I'll bring up their clothes and I will just pick out of the bin the nicest of the things that we have in there, 5 of each for each kid. So 5 outfits, 1 to 2 nice outfits for their nice outfit, and then just socks and underwear that we need for each kid, usually about 5 of those as well. And that is it. So in our old house before we moved here, all 4 of my boys shared 1 dresser, because we did have kids separated into rooms, like 2 boys were in a room, the baby was in my room, and then Caroline and Will shared a room. But just to keep it easier, they all 4 shared 1 dresser. Now in this house, we kind of are spread out a little bit more, so there are different kids, not as many kids in 1 dresser anymore, but they still have empty drawers in there. So my 2 big boys share 1 dresser, and they have 1 drawer that's just empty, that they like to put, you know, special things that they consider special in there. So like their wallet, or just, I don't know, their watches, just, they have lots of little things that they like, and that goes there. So that my boys each have 2 drawers. 1 drawer is for socks, underwear, and swimming suit, and the next drawer is for their 5 pairs of shorts and their 5 t-shirts. And then in their closet, and then in the boys' room, they don't actually have a closet in this house, and so in the laundry room, I just have hanging up their couple of nice shirts for church, and they know that that's where they are, and then their khaki shorts are in their drawer with their other shorts. So that's all I do for them. And then my 3-year-old, he actually does not have a dresser in his room. We just haven't had one in there because he didn't have one in the old house, and he really doesn't need one. He has a really big closet with lots of storage. And so for his stuff, I just have a little basket that we keep. It's just on the floor, so it's easy easy for him to reach. And in that basket are his underwear, his socks, his 5 play outfits, and also his nice church shorts. And then I have hanging in his closet his couple of short sleeve church shirts for him to pick from on church on Sunday mornings. So I do the basket for him because I like my kids to be able to help when it comes to laundry and getting dressed and picking out their own clothes. So what I do is I just put everything in that basket. I don't even worry about if it's folded. I don't worry if it's organized. It's just his stuff in that basket. So then after I do laundry, he can attempt to fold his clothes, or if I fold them and he goes and puts them away, it's not hard to know which goes in which drawer. It just all goes in this little basket in his closet. And then it's also down low so he can grab things out whenever he needs to. Now also in here is his swimming suit because it's summer. We do a lot of swimming, and so that's there too, so it's easy for him to get. Now my daughter, in her room, she does have her own dresser, but she only has clothes in a couple of the drawers. The other drawers she has just kind of, again, random things that they like to keep out of the way because, you know, we have toddlers and babies in the house, so they like to keep their special things in a drawer where it's kind of hidden to keep it away from the other kids from touching it and getting into it. But she just has the same type of thing going on here, 5 shorts and t-shirts, and then also socks, underwear, things like that. She has her leotard for gymnastics and her swimming suit. Now, one thing I forgot to mention that I also have is some of the kids have pajamas. My older son doesn't have pajamas. He just likes wearing his like gym shorts to bed, but my other children like wearing pajamas, so I keep out one set of jammies for each child, and that also just goes into their drawer. The baby, he is still in my room, and I use a drawer in my nightstand for him. So one drawer in the nightstand is for diapers and wipes, and then the other drawers is for him. Now for baby, believe it or not, I am very minimalist with him as well. And I just have like 5 onesies, a couple pairs of shorts to throw over a onesie if I feel like he needs it. But let's face it, most days he just spends in onesie, and he also just wears that same onesie to bed. And then I have one nice church outfit for him. So basically they wear the same thing on Sunday mornings, but they look nice, and it's easy for them to be able to find their own clothes. So in the mornings, whenever it is hot, I say go get dressed, and they know what they can grab. I noticed before I started doing this system, I would keep like a couple pairs of jeans in there and long sleeve shirts, and then I would have short sleeve shirts, and it never failed. On a morning when it was like 100 degrees, they all would come out with like sweatshirts and pants on. And then on a morning when it's cold, they would have shorts and t-shirts on. So I definitely switch things out for the season. So then when they go into their dressers or into their basket or whatever it is, they know exactly what they can pick out because there's not a ton of options in there. Everything is suitable to wear, and it is nice enough to go out in public, but it's also something that I don't mind if they play in for, you know, the mud or if they're in the creek or whatever if it gets dirty, because it's also play clothes. Now, a few things I'm gonna mention here. I am not particular on what my kids wear. I don't care if they are like matching, not their outfits, but like each other. So I know like some parents are more particular on like having their kids kind of like coordinate or match for things. Some parents are a lot more particular on they need an outfit for church, and then they need a play outfit, and then they need an outfit for when you go and do just different activities. I am not that way. So whatever they wear on Sunday, even though it's church clothes, I don't typically pack anything to change for them after. They just wear that all day. Things wash and clean up fine. And with this system of having just a couple outfits per kid, pretty much at the end of the season, things are just torn up and dirty and ready to just toss, and then we'd have something for the next season. But I don't worry too much about what they're wearing. My biggest goal with like clothes is I want them to be presentable, obviously. So if we're like ready to leave for the day or we're home all day doing things at home, and then all of a sudden it's time to like run to the grocery store, or maybe we're gonna go grab dinner somewhere, I don't want to have kids that look like completely jumbled up, messy. And so I like all the outfits to be put together where they look like they can definitely be presentable in public, but also something that they can play in comfortably at home. So that's what I kind of look for when I'm choosing clothes. Now, we are very, very blessed. I know this because I know other parents spend a lot of money buying clothes. We have lots of cousins, lots of family members that pass clothes down to us. And so I do not have the oldest boy or girl on either side of the family. So we get a ton of hand-me-downs. And so what I do is whenever people give me hand-me-downs, I have bins in my basement where I store old clothes. So I have, or store hand-me-down clothes, not necessarily old, but like I keep them in bins. So I have like a newborn bin, a 3-month bin, a 12-month bin, and then like 2, 3, 4, 5, like all the way up to probably like 10. Thankfully, we have lots of storage in our basement, and I just keep all those clothes in there. And at the beginning of the season, I'll bring up whatever size for each child, and I kind of let them go through and pick out the things. Now, we always have way more than 5 items per season in a bin. And my kids will want to bring up old stuff, or more stuff, I mean, and have like lots more options. And I just cannot handle that. It's just too much. Our dressers can't hold that much. I don't like the mess of it. I don't like having too many options because it takes longer for them to maybe like get ready in the morning. So I just let them pick out 5 things, 5 shorts, 5 t-shirts, things that all like kind of match and go together, so they make like 5 outfits. And then the rest of the stuff I put in the bin and put back downstairs. Now I save things, like even if my son is in a size 8 right now, and there was like 20 things in the size 8 bin and he only picks out 5, I'll save the other ones because I have 4 boys, so I have 3 more little boys for now, for sure, that are going to be using those clothes. And then if we have more kids someday, I have clothes for them too. So I do save a lot of that kind of stuff. And in my whole time of parenting, I would say there's been like maybe a handful of times that I've had to actually go to the store and buy my kids clothes, outside of like socks and underwear. That stuff obviously I have to buy. But like, if we have a wedding, it like never fails. I have nice clothes. Or if all of a sudden it's like 4th of July and I want something that's like red, white, and blue for each kid, I can go through bins and I can typically find everything that I need just from like hand-me-down things. And I do think that keeping all of that stuff organized is the reason why I find these things, because if I didn't have it all labeled in bins with like certain ages, I think I would just get lost in the mist of things. But I keep all of that really organized. But like I said, my biggest tip is just to cut down on the amounts of kid clothes that you have. I know it is so fun to dress your kids, and especially when they're little, and all these cute little outfits. And when I only had one kid, like putting my daughter in a little dress and she had a matching bow and she had tights. And now I just don't have time for that. It's just way too stressful. And the only way that I can keep all the kid clothes organized is just to have way, way less clothes. And so it makes it really easy. At the end of the day, my kids put their clothes just straight into the laundry, or the washing machine. I run a load of laundry, and then I dry it. Then in the morning I bring that up, and a lot of times they'll just grab clothes out of the basket and just re-wear that. Or if they want to put on something else, they can fold it themselves, put it away. I like keeping their drawers really minimal so they can put their stuff away easily. There's just one drawer, shorts on one side, shirts on the other side, and it makes it really easy for them to be able to put away their own clothes and be able to pick out their own outfits in the morning. So that's how I keep all of my kids' clothes organized. Probably between all 5 kids, there's like probably like 50 items of clothes total for all of the kids for this season. Now, when we go into winter, there are extra things that we'll need then, like hats and gloves and snow pants and coats. And I do have a system that I do for all of that. So I'll share that then. Maybe I'll do a video when I am switching out from summer to winter and kind of show you how I do that. But my biggest tip for you guys is just to go through their clothes and just pick out the 5 cutest or favorite or things that you want your kids to wear or they want to wear, and then just get rid of the rest. It makes it so much easier. Yes, my kids wear like the same thing every day, but it just makes, it's like a whole thing that I don't even have to worry about anymore because it's so minimal. I don't have to like go in and reorganize dressers all the time. I don't always have like big piles of clothes and laundry because if I don't do laundry, my kids will run out of clothes. So I just, at the end of the day, we do a load and then they can just like go back through. Now, obviously there's times when they get really messy or they get wet or, you know, spill something and they have to change. That's why I have 5 outfits in their drawers. But honestly, we could probably get away with just having 2 outfits per kid because I just do a load of laundry at the end of the day. And then it's clean again in the morning and they typically, like I said, just put that same thing back on. So that's my tips for keeping kids' clothes organized and keeping it extremely minimal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd like to see me doing a video on maybe switching out clothes from summer to winter and kind of how I go about organizing that stuff. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and I will link my other organization videos down in the description box so you guys can catch up on those. Thank you all for stopping by our early house and I'll see you all in the next video.